Hey tribe, welcome back to my channel. Today tribe, I want to talk about why little expenses add up and how they keep everyone broke. Okay, I think oftentimes when we think about money, we think that it's the big purchases that end up getting people into debt or into financial trouble. But oftentimes you will realize that it's the small things just compounding, small things compounding against your salary. Okay, we're actually having this conversation with Pam because we were talking about cell phone contracts, just how bloody expensive they are. Okay, and it was the realization that normally it's so easy for us to just sign on the dotted line because what's a little 300 rand a month? What's a little 400 rand? Oh no, but the other one is 700 rand. The other one. And what I often see is that we often think on the amount that you're earning, right? But you cannot remember that there's also many other things going off your account already. So every single time when we are signing on the dotted line or committing our finances on a monthly basis, we commit on the, let's say for example, on the 25,000, let's say you earn a 25,000 rand salary. Let's say you're starting out and you're building your career and you're on 25,000, 20,000, whatever that amount is for you. Oftentimes, whatever plans you're making, you are still making on the 25,000. Whatever plans you're making on the 10,000. Whatever plans you're making on the 30,000, 40,000. Forgetting that on top of that, there are many other expenses that are already going off your account. So I'll just run you through a long list of some of the expenses we have. And I think this is not even covering everything. Okay, so just think about this. Put yourself in this frame of mind for a minute. So wherever you are with your salary, just think about it right now. And let's say for example's sake, it's 10,000, 25, whatever that is for you. Think about the fact that you have to pay either rent for a bond, a car or transport to get back to and back from work. Some people have to pay black tax or family tax and help out at home. There is fuel if you have a car. There is maintenance for that car. There is gym. Do you know how many people just quickly go sign up? Now it's the new year, new me, healthy body, fitness queen, hashtag. And now you've just added gym to the whole thing. Then there's a cell phone contract. And cell phone contracts are just ridiculous. We're looking at one for like 1,000 rand per month on a cell phone. Hey guys, it is completely wild out here, and they're extending the contract term. So now contracts are no longer just 24 months; they're going to 36 months. I can bet you soon enough we'll be on 48 months, 76 months. You'll be like you're paying for a car, okay? Then you have to buy data because we cannot live without data. You're watching this channel because you have data, right? Then there's airtime, and remember, all of these expenses are coming out of one salary. That 25,000, that 40,000, that 30,000. All right. There's clothes, there's insurance, there's medical aid, there's electricity, there's food, there's Netflix. There is all sorts of entertainment that we are spending our money on. And not to throw shade, but just a question that I always ask. Oftentimes we say, no, I don't have money to invest. But if you were to take a look at all the things that you're spending your money on, literally, and I swear to you, can spare 500 bucks towards an investment for your future, right? So there's all these things that just go through our account. And I think the biggest thing for me is that I realize that most of us are not very conscious when it comes to our money. We don't say, okay, this thing that I want, maybe a gym membership fee is 400 rand. It doesn't feel like it's a big amount in the bigger scheme of things, but do we ever say, okay, let me go back and actually take a look at my budget? So what does it mean? It means that you actually have to have a budget, not some mental notes, mental numbers that you have in your head, like, oh no, it's a car, house. Normally that's what we do when we're thinking about a budget. You actually don't have anything solid written down, because that's actually what will show you that out of my 30,000 at the end of the month, how much is actually left that I can still play around with, that I can still add another expense. And I mean, if you think about it, just think about it for a second. If you were that conscious and you realize that, hey, I'm about to add one more expense to the long list of expenses, maybe you would be aware and conscious enough to say, hi man, why do I keep on adding expenses only here? Why can't I add an investment? Why can't I add a saving, right? But I think the bigger picture here is that's why it is so important to do have a budget that you take a look at on a regular basis. And for example, if you go to a shopping center, I don't know why people still go to those crowded places, but I mean, everyone loves something different, right? I love holidays. Some people love going shopping. And you're walking down and you're like, hey, that thing is on sale. If you are someone who was very conscious and was looking at your finances on a regular basis, you would have that thing that's nudging at you and saying, hey, but maybe last week Friday when I checked out my budget, I saw that for the entire month I'm only left with 1,000 rand. So actually, maybe let me put off this purchase. And normally sales, guys, it's written sale, but you're actually not saving anything because you were not planning on buying that thing in the first place. So you will just spend whatever money is there on the price tag. So it's not a sale at all, okay? It's only a sale if you had planned to buy it and you checked it out and you said, oh, okay, this thing is going to cost me 2,000 rand. The next time you go with your 2,000 rand and you find that, oh, actually now it costs 1,200 rand. Now you have saved 800 rand. Not just you rocked up, unbothered, and you were started walking and this thing was 1,200 rand. It is 1,200 rand, okay? So you definitely have to be conscious. Then another thing that we hardly do when it comes to signing stuff, so for example with a cell phone contract or a gym membership contract or any contract for that matter, is that we are always afraid to tell salespeople, let me go think about it. I'm going to go home, take this contract and just, sleep on it. Oftentimes we feel so pressured to just say yes on the spot because, truly speaking, I've been in that position as well where you just don't want to look like you don't have money. I mean, nobody doesn't want to look like they don't have money. So, this person has explained to you the whole thing for the past 30 minutes and for you to just be like, okay, I hear everything that you said. Let me go sleep on it. It just doesn't sound practical. But I think for me anyway, as I got older, I don't give a cahoots. I will say, I'm going to see you next week. Let me go think about it. Actually, I cannot afford this right now. Also, it's a thing, guys. It actually is a thing. Even if your friends call you up and say, hey, let's go to a nice restaurant that's opened up. Hey, I'm having a party. It's a theme party. Whatever the case might be. It is absolutely 100% okay to say, you know what? I cannot afford it right now. And I don't know what is it about those words that people are terrified of. Woo, what will people think of me? We all go through financial seasons where sometimes you have, sometimes you don't. And as you're building yourself up and your career up, hopefully there comes a time when, it's not a big deal. But for most people, if you're building your career, you're starting out, even sometimes as you get older, because life is life, it happens. It's okay to tell your family, your friends, colleagues, everyone to say, honey boo, I ain't got it. I do not have it at the moment, but thank you for the invite. I'll be sure to join next time when I'm okay, right? I think the shame around money and shame around saying I do not have it makes people make very poor financial decisions, all right? So I think these are the type of things that keep us in the cycle of debt. And I think it goes hand in hand with what we've spoken about on this channel, which is lifestyle creep. That now you were on your 25, now you're on your 30, but you just keep on adding and adding expenses and living up to the very maximum of what you make. So I think the message here at the end of the day, right, because we can go on and on about expenses, I think the message here is to be conscious, to have the awareness of what is it that I want to achieve with my money at the end of the day. What do I want my finances to look like in the next 3-5 years? And also, what decisions am I making and am I taking today to make sure that I do get to that point? I think it's always so much easier to say, yes, I want to be financially free, I want to be financially stable, I want to spend wisely, and yet our decisions on an everyday do not reflect that. And I think again it goes back to little expenses really can leave you broke, because you're not saying, oh no, I'm going to drop a German car right here. It's okay, today I'm here with Pam, I actually feel like a little lunch, right? It was never part of the plan, but now we are going for lunch. We'll probably have bubbles, and the bill is going to come to 1 point whatever, right? So that's another decision. Like, should I be conscious about the goals I have set for myself this year, or just go on a whim? I mean, life is for the living, you can say that. But 3 years later, are you going to be able to take a look at your finances and feel proud, or just feel very upset at yourself? So I think that's the point where or where to start when it comes to looking at your finances. Just saying, hey, what is it that I want? Let me be conscious. Let me keep a record of what's going in and out of my finances. So let me know what silly expenses have gotten you into trouble, what things you've signed up for that you had no business signing up for. And yeah, let's have the conversation and let's help one another out. And remember, I don't have it at the moment is a very, very good answer. See you soon, tribe.